always the same thing. Whenever I decide to vlog after a long while, it's always difficult for me because I don't remember what I've done, what I've shown in the previous one. And you sort of get out of the habit. Plus I woke up with a stiff neck this morning. Not sure exactly how that happened. Must have slept on the wrong side of the pillow or something. I can do certain movements, but anyways, I'm limited, so everything took twice as long today. But I'm here, and cheers! It's Saturday, December 23rd, and I'm looking at those people that are racing to get to that store. As you saw, I live on a commercial street, so there's a lot of stores. This is just the beginning of what you're seeing. They're actually long strip malls, and it goes on for kilometers. I wouldn't want to be out there today. I went out yesterday. I went out to the mall, went to the Apple store, and that was a huge mistake. It was so incredibly busy. There are some stores where you couldn't even get in. It was just so busy. I remember going in front of Lush, and I was going to go in and buy myself a little bath bomb, because I always do that every Christmas. I treat myself to one of those. And I couldn't even get in, and I'm like, no. Bye. I'll come by later. I'll figure something out. Anyways, I hope you've been doing well. Like I said, I'm not sure exactly what I've shown last. I've been doing my 12 days of Christmas, which was fantastic. Thank you so much for all your response and your comments, and those that have purchased the coloring pages. And I do realize that a lot of you don't watch process videos, so I will show them to you in a minute. I wanted to poll you guys because I am thinking of doing more live streams, as if I ever done one. I've never done a live stream on my own. So I'm not sure exactly if I have the proper equipment for that. I'm not sure if I have the proper setup for this, but I do want to do a live stream on New Year's Eve. Nothing fancy, just me coming on and arting and talking to you guys. I do want to finish my water lilies canvas that I've been hanging on for the past few months. It's still not finished. It's in my kitchen, so I do want to finish the year by completing that project at least. It's not going to take me long, and then maybe do something else or just answer questions and just hang, you know, like just hang out. Because New Year's Eve for me has always been bittersweet. It wasn't the happiest of time when I was married. It was, yeah, anyways. I don't know, it just holds, no, I don't want to say bad memories. It was just like neutral, and to me New Year's Eve should be celebrated. So I was thinking of doing a live stream, and I think I want to do more live stream, probably on YouTube here on this platform. I remember I did one on Facebook, but I kind of want to do it on here, on YouTube. I don't know. I'm just babbling, but let me know if you're interested in live streams. And if so, on New Year's Eve, what would be the best time for me to stream? Because I have no clue. I know that if I want to reach the West Coast, I kind of have to do it kind of like at around 8 or 9 o'clock. But it's kind of late. It's not late that I want to go to bed, but I don't know. Anyways, let me know in the comments below if you're interested in that, and I will do it. I just want to read you something that I got as a comment from Lynn Zach. I hope I'm pronouncing this correctly. This was sent to me a few months ago, but she was referring to, you know, when we go through down periods, whether it's because we are losing someone dear to us or we're sick or whatever. And she was saying, fear not, as I tell my children and friends, what looks like things falling apart, I guess may very well be things falling back into balance. And I thought that was so clever. I really like that, so I'm gonna hold on to that. So thank you, Lynn, for this message. I have Happy Meal and I've been holding on to this envelope for a while. As you can see, I opened it, but I didn't peek inside. And this comes, oh, I hope I didn't show her address. If I did, I'm gonna bleep that out. But that comes from my good friend Jaci. She's also one of my patrons. Oh, JC, by the way, you didn't have my unit number. You're very lucky that that envelope made it to me. I remember my postwoman saying it's because I saw your last name and I noticed it because it was addressed to Mrs. CeeCee Cote as opposed to Catherine. So she wanted to make sure. She's very sweet. So it got to me and I'm very happy. Okay. Woo, oh, oh! Things are falling apart. Not falling. Oh, oh! Okay. I did get permission from Jaci to open this on, on the vlog. Oh, she made me a dream catcher. This is my second dream. Oh my God. Did you make this, Jaci? There's two. Okay, there are two. One of them is packaged, so maybe she got them. Oh, they're beautiful. Look at this. Oh. So beautiful. Wow. Lucy made a beautiful one for me as well, which has been hanging on my window since I got it. So these two will also go up there. She's written to me a letter. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but she finishes by saying, was glad to hear that the universe kept you away from New York, and as far as your friend getting sick, they probably needed to stop and rest. Hopefully, she got sick again. She fell. Ugh. Love the process videos as usual for Inktober. You always inspire me. Take care, my friend. Sincerely, Jaci. Thank you so much, Jaci. These are beautiful. So delicate. Oh, and I like the chime. Oh, this I love. Okay, so I remember when I first went to Hawaii a few years ago, there was this vendor who was selling these twirly things. I don't know if you've seen them. I know they're popular in Florida and these places, but I know in Hawaii they have a lot of those. It's usually metallic and then they twirl and it's very psychedelic, but one of them had these things at the bottom. I don't know what these are called. And the sound, I love that sound so much. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, Jaci. I love it. I want to show you something because I ran out of Yupo paper. And yesterday I went to my local art supply store and I found this. Look how big this is. Da-da-da, from Yupo paper. This is, I think, 2 by 3, and the sheets are, I mean, it is much cheaper to buy them in this format than to buy them in a pad. So I have 5 of them, and Canadian they came up to $2.85 a sheet, and in a sheet I can probably have like 6 of them. So very cheap. So expect more videos with alcohol inks because I want to play around with that. Definitely. I would like to show my 12 days of Christmas for those that have not followed them very quickly because I am about to send them off to my patrons. Last year I sent all of the 12 originals to my patrons, and I'm going to do the same thing as part of their, you know, kind of like a bonus reward. So before I send them away, I want to show them to you. And of course, I need to take pictures before I do that. I need to take good quality pictures, but that might happen between Christmas and New Year's. So they won't get it before Christmas, unfortunately, but that's life. Okay, so this was day 1. Yeah, I'm not getting the best of light, but the tops of the trees and the snow, this is all reflective. Yeah, I should have some more light in here. Hold on. Whoa. That's not gonna help much, but yeah, it helps the artwork, so we don't care about me. So here is day 1. That's Mr. Bear with friend. It's really not all that great lighting, but I do apologize for that. Anyway, so that was day 1, and there's Mr. Wobble trying to hang up that star on top of the tree, his little friend. So these are all my coloring pages that I ended up coloring, and I have a video for each of these. That's the mistletoe. This was fun. This was done, so the previous 2 were done with watercolor and pencils for shading, and then this is done entirely with colored pencils, and there's a little bit of shimmer on the berries, but oh, you can kind of see it here. Day 4. So these are my peaceful character for my wish for a peaceful world. But I really like that. I was experimenting with like hard edges, like hard shadows. Little birdie. I think you're going to see the artwork more if I move it to this side. So here's little birdie with a Christmas ornament. And my marching band guy, I still haven't figured out what kind of name I should give him, so he's just a trumpet player. Very cartoonish, this one, though. I'm not like it, but this was, okay, this is my first favorite. I have a second one coming up, but this is entirely colored pencils. Oop, little mice in the mittens, and that was such a blast to color. They look very light compared to what they actually are in real life. The drawings I'm talking about, not, well, you know what I mean. It's a little washed out right now. This is my snowflakes. I really like this one. Yeah, you can see the whole thing like this. That was fun. And I also made a kind of like an insert for a planner, but I don't know where it went. But I also made a little bookmark because I used the coloring page as a template, and I took stickles and I went over the acetate. I followed the pattern underneath, which was my coloring page, on acetate with stickles. And I turned it into a bookmark. So that's a lot of fun. This is my second favorite. I love, love, love this one. So this is my idea of a Christmas village. Guys, I hate winter. You have no idea. So if I could be in a place like this for next Christmas, that would be awesome. Please put in a request to the universe for me. I already did, but it looks like it's not enough. But yeah. And oh, I'm so upset because it's really washed out. Let me see. Maybe like this. Is it better? Maybe. I don't know. No, you're seeing my kitchen. It's not better. Santa Express. I hope I didn't offend anybody. This is not animal cruelty. I wasn't trying to depict that by no means. It was just to be humoristic. I just hope that nobody took it as a... Nobody got offended by that. I promise you, Mr. Turtle's not suffering. He's got a hard shell. And that Santa's not all that big anyways. But I get your presents late this year because it's going to take a while for him to get to you. And last but not least, I really like this piece as well. These are my poinsettias. This one I colored with Copic markers, and I used a black Prismacolor pencils just to do the shading, but I really, really liked how it turned out. So I will leave the link here. You can get to the playlist where all of these 12 days videos reside, in case you want to look them up. And also all these pages, not the colored ones, but the pages, the images to color, are on my Etsy store. Okay. Oh, there's one day missing because I was doing, it's a full sheet of cacti that are dressed up for the holiday season. So I turned them into little cards. I'm going to show them to you. Oh, they are cute. Be jolly. And the sentiments are on the sheet. So it's a sheet of 6 images. So you can use them for cards. I know it's quite late now, but for next year, maybe, you know. One can never be too prepared. There are other images, but I think I've already sent out some of the cards. I like this one. I like them all. I'm not sure that I ever showed this, but I did a Christmas card in the same fashion that I did some of my fall cards for my patrons. I do believe I showed them to you in my last vlog, so yeah, you should have seen them. But this is kind of like in the same pattern. So of course this is watercolor, and there's, here, I'll get that out of the, I don't know why it's in the, oh, I know why it's in the plastic, because I brought it to the craft show. Okay. I did a craft show with Jeed. I don't even remember the last time I vlogged, so I have no idea if I spoke to you about it or not, but I did a craft show with Jeed. Yeah, there's stickles here. Again, it doesn't show. Anyways, you get the gist. I should have done that sooner. I should have rolled down the blinds because I think the light's better. Yes, okay, so there are some things that I have been meaning to send to some of you that have sent me. There's a lot of "sent" in that sentence, but I have received a lot of goodies. And I do like to send a thank you, a special thank you to these people because, well, A, they took the time to either make or, you know, send away products and whatnot. And my way to say thank you is to create something special and original and send it to you. And there's a few of you that already know that I am sending you something, but you have not received any, okay? Don't freak out. Don't think that the envelope is lost. It's not. It's me. It's my fault. First there was Inktober, and then right after I started the 12 Days of Christmas, which took way longer than last year, I do believe. And because in the midst of all that, I have had to rush out and buy a new computer to edit my videos. And of course, when you do that, there's always a few kinks that you need to iron out. And so the process was much longer this year. All this to say that it's almost ready to go out, and I do apologize. I wanted it to be before Christmas, and I know that you're going to say you don't need to apologize. I need to apologize for my sanity. It drives me absolutely insane when I'm not on time, when I can't deliver what I have said I would within my time frame. And I have a bad habit of putting too much on my plate. I realize that. I always underestimate the time that I have available to work on things, because I do have other things to do. I also work part-time still. So anyways, I'm gonna try my best in 2018 to not do this anymore, to make sure that I know exactly how much time I have to work on something. And plus, I mean, you've seen my work by now. You've seen me, you've seen my videos. You know that I wouldn't say I'm a perfectionist, but I will not stop until I'm satisfied. So that takes longer, I find. And I enjoy the slow process. So there it is. I enjoy the doing. And so if I need to go slower to get to a level of satisfaction that I want, I have to also account for that. I have to put that in my head that I cannot produce anything quick. And so I'm going to try my best in 2018 to remember that so I don't overschedule. And you know, anyways, it plays mind tricks on me because I'm upset at myself for not being able to deliver when I say I will or I was going to, and that in itself puts me in a frame of mind that is not very proper for creating. It plays with your psyche, and it's very difficult for me to separate the two of them and just like try to get into the zone when I feel like I've let people down. When in fact, I'm only letting myself down, and I know that, you know, you guys are not expecting anything. Anyways, it's a long, it's a long diatribe, but all this to say that if I told you that I would send you something, you will get it after Christmas, probably, because now it's, yeah. That's it. Canada Post refuses to work on Christmas Day. I don't know why, but anyways, weird people. The last thing I want to share with you is this piece, which is a work in progress. It's not finished, but this is something that I'm doing over an underwater scene. I think I practiced at some point in time making seaweed, algae, seaweeds. You know what I mean. And it was just a practice sheet. I didn't know what to do with it. So I decided to create something over top of that. And the way it started, this is how it was supposed to look like. Then I did something not as complicated, a little bit slimmed down. The flowers more simpler, you know, simplifying everything. So, and this is what it ended up being. It's kind of somewhere in between the two. And at this point, I'm not following my sketchbook. I'm just, I did draw. You can see here, I used a pencil to draw some of the outlines for the flowers, and I'm doing negative painting. Well, anyways, my intention with this one is to follow this color, but maybe preserve that beautiful green and magenta that I have here. So maybe like go from dark to light on this side. I'm not sure exactly how it's going to happen. I did record the process, but I think I stopped at one point because I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure if I was going to keep going. At one point I thought, no, this is not satisfying. I don't like it. Let me just use it as a practice sheet. And more often than not, when I do this, the pressure is off and then the painting starts to take a different twist and I enjoy it again. And so I turned on the camera again, but this piece is also going to someone. Just a little gift. And I have another, because this sheet was bigger, so I cut it in half, so I have another painting to do in that style. So I'll probably film both of them. I've also did a piece, oh yes. Okay, hold on. So 2 weeks ago, my brother turned 65, and I wanted to make a special painting for him for his birthday, because since my mother passed away, my brother keeps telling me that we are now orphans. And every time he says that, it gets me a little upset because I keep telling him, no, we're not orphans. We've known our parents. They took care of us. So therefore we are not orphans. Yes, we are without them physically, but they're still very present. And I am truly convinced that they're still looking after us. And so therefore we don't qualify as being orphans. And of course he went to the dictionary because my brother's a guy and guys are logic that way. And he read that, yes, indeed, orphans are also people, not only that have never met their parents, but who have lost their parents, whether, you know, one way or another. But still, I don't like to think of myself as an orphan. And so I wanted to do a painting that would explain a little bit how I view us now. And so I'm going to show you first this. So this is a picture of me and my brother. I probably was 4 years old back then, and so he will have been 10 years old, would have been 10 years old. And this is up north. My parents always had a place in the countryside. And every time he would tell me this picture came to mind. I'm not sure why. It's really funny how life works sometimes. But every time he'd say this would always come up. And so I dug out the picture and I had a vision in my head. I saw it so clearly. Usually when I start creating, I don't have a particular idea of the finished painting. I just go at it, and whatever is born out of ink or paint, then I play with that. But this time around I had a clear idea of what I wanted to do, and this, I think I'll pull it here. This is what came up. So, and I'm very proud of this painting. I'm not ashamed to say it, but I absolutely love this. So the silhouettes that you're seeing, I don't have it with me, of course, because I gave it to him, but I'm doing one for myself as well. Hopefully I'll be able to do kind of like similar. But here, I'll hold this up so that you can see. So there's the painting. Now, if you see, the two silhouettes are flipped. I mirrored them because I wanted us to be looking, we're kind of like on top of a mountain looking into a city that's below, because we both like that style of futuristic-ish kind of thing. And above, there are two constellations, and those are my mom and my dad. My dad was Aries and my mom was Libra. And so I looked up the constellations and I drew the stars. And this is my message to my brother, saying that we are not alone. We are not orphans. They're still looking after us. And so it was a very emotional piece when I did it, but I held up and then I gave it to my brother. He just lost it. Poor thing. I didn't want to make him cry on his birthday. That was not my intention, but then he assured me that they were good cries. And my sister-in-law also, she was very silent. I wasn't looking at her and all of a sudden I see her and she's bawling too. Anyways, I laugh now, but it wasn't funny then. But he was very happy with the painting, and so I am doing one for myself as well. This is more like a purplish kind of color, so I didn't want to have like something exactly like what I gave my brother. But that's also in the works. Anyways, I was very proud of that piece. I wanted to share it with you, but unfortunately I do not have the original anymore. My brother has it, and I'm very happy that he has it and that he is pleased with it. And I framed it and I give it to him. And that's that. I'm done. Thanks so much for watching. Again, if you are interested in me doing any live streams here on YouTube, let me know, and let me know, you know, if you have a specific time. I'm trying to reach as many people as possible. Also, if you have any questions that you want me to answer, well, I guess you will be able to put that in a chat. Does YouTube have a chat when you do live stream? I do believe there is. I don't know. I'm not sure. I am totally not savvy in terms of live streaming. So hopefully it'll happen. Yeah, I will see you, fingers crossed, on New Year's Eve. Okay, thanks so much for watching. And if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them below. And I will see you later. Bye.